where in your journey did you start getting into the short leases?
Well, my first actual lease extension I done in 2002. Is mainly because the first one that I bought, it had the lease of about, I can't remember, 83, 84 years. And then someone mentioned to me that, oh, don't let it go below 80 years, which is the marriage value, otherwise it's going to be more expensive for you. So I thought, all right. So a year after I bought it, the first one, I extended the lease on that one. So that one I extended to 125 years. And the ground rent, I got reduced to £50 per year rather than £100 per year. So that was a voluntary lease extension as well. So that was the first time that I'd done one. So it was about 21 years ago. And then after that, with the ones that I was doing, I wasn't doing short leases then. I was just doing normal vanilla buy-to-lets, reconfiguration, like 1 bed to 2 beds or 2 beds to 3 beds. And then also refurbishment as well. So those are the main ones what I was doing initially. And then up until about maybe 12, 13 years ago, maybe something like that, that's when I started to get to the short leases fully. Because as you know, after the credit crunch, things changed a little bit. And then I had about, I think it must have been about 8 or 9 mortgages with Birmingham Midshires or BM Solutions at the time. And then what they said to me was, they were like the TMW back then. You could have as many mortgages as possible with them and it wouldn't flutter.
So you mean
after the credit crunch?
TMW, do you mean the mortgage works?
Yeah, the mortgage works, yeah. Part of the nationwide buy-to-let arm. So what they done, they changed their criteria. So after the credit crunch, they changed it to maybe only, I think it was like a limited of 3 or 4 buy-to-lets at the time. Now, I had about, I said 8 or 9 of them. And I said, right, they said to me, I can keep the mortgages with them. They were on like 0.99 above base rate. So I was happy. The amount of cash flow that I was getting per month from them was like ridiculous. Only problem is they said to me, right, you got with us for a long time, but you can't take out any extra capital from them. So that was a catch-22. So I was either leave it with them and get high cash flow and just leave my cash in there, like my capital without taking anything out. So I thought, you know what, let me just leave 4 or 5 of them. And then the other 4, I'm going to change over to another lender, just take out some equity. So that's what I did. And then with 3 of them, the leases were fine. This is flats, by the way. And then with the 4th one, the Connell surveyor said to me, look, the lease is 72 years. We can't lend you the 30 grand out of this property. Can only lend you, like, for example, I don't know, I think it was 7 or 8 or 9 grand then. But the other 20 odd grand, you can release once you extend the lease. So I said, all right, then that's fine. So I got equity from the other ones. And then that particular one, I wrote to the freeholder and I asked them, would it be possible for you to give me a quote to extend the lease? And I put in a little cheeky, will you willing to sell me the freehold? And then the leaseholders come back to me and said, yeah, we'll offer you this price for the lease extension. And yes, we're willing to sell you the freehold. So I was happy with that. So what they done, so the Section 10 notice to the flat upstairs, notifying them that there could be a change of ownership in terms of the freehold. And if the letter said, Mr. Patterson has expressed an interest in purchasing the freehold, either jointly or solely. So you have 14 days to reply. And then if there's no reply within 14 days, then I'll be selling the freehold to Mr. Patterson. So they came back and then they said, yeah, that will do it. Now, we went in, so we bought it together. So we bought the freehold from the freeholder. And then we extended our own leases to 999 going forward. And then we went back to a mortgage company and then they released the rest of the funds after that. So that was my first experience after that. So I said, you know what, this is a good idea. I can buy flats with short leases, extend the lease, and then after that, it creates uplift in value, just release the equity. So I started looking around for flats with short leases. Initially, it was just conversions, because there's no service charge with conversions, just pay builder's insurance and ground rent. And then I also started looking at flats above shops, because them ones are good for reconfiguration. Because you've got the commercial unit downstairs, a lot of the time the freeholder is open to you reconfiguring upstairs. So that's what I did. I bought a lot of shops above flats, reconfigure them. As you know, 1 bed to 2 beds, 2 beds to 3 beds. Some of them had refurbs to do as well, and it had a short lease. So those are the ones that I call the triple threat. Yeah. So if you can do all 3 things
So what are
there, you
those
can make the
3?
most money out of them.
So what were the 3 then?
So you got the short leases.
Yeah.
That's one. You can reconfigure it from 1 bed to a 2 bed, 2 bed to a 3 bed.
Yeah.
And it needs a refurb.
Oh.
So three elements there. So them ones are called a triple threat. So if you've got any triple threats, you can make the most money out of them easily. Not easily, but you can make most money out of them.
Yeah,
going forward.
They got them.
So that's how it started.
The most kind of added value, so to speak.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Amazing.
A lot of people don't like flats because you've got obviously it's leasehold, so you've got service charge to pay every month. You've got annual ground rent to pay as well. Now and again, you might have major works to pay if they want to do something to the block. You have to answer to the freeholder at times. The service charge increases on average 2 to 5% per year as well. A lot of people don't like flats, but you can also make a lot of money out of flats if that's what you want to do in terms of cash flow. So that's what I've been doing going forward, especially in London, because like I said, when I first started, I couldn't afford to buy the houses because they're too expensive on my wage. So I thought if I wanted to become financially free, then I've got to start somewhere. So I just started with flats. And then, as you know already, probably know already, got to the first 4 flats. While I was in Sainsbury's, like buy to let, roughly about £500, £600 profit per flat, just on average. Then that matched my full-time wages. Then I moved out, bought my 5th one, again while I was in Sainsbury's, 1-bedroom flat, 100 grand and 5% deposit. And then I thought, oh, that's all right. I've matched my wages. Why am I stopping here? Still young. Yeah, not even 27 yet, 26, whatever it was. Still young, matched my full-time wages. I'm continuing. Amazing. And then luckily, I scaled by the rental income that was coming in. I also done it by, what was it? Capital appreciation. Yeah, that came up. Also had doing private maths tuition as well, working in Sainsbury's, the rental income from the other one. So I had a lot of income streams coming in, so I could start to scale and scale faster, like a snowball effect.
Amazing.
But then, yeah, while I was there, just doubled my income, then tripled it, then quadrupled it. And I thought, you know what, now it's time to leave full-time employment, and I just left.